What is up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and one of the most important elements of any movie or TV show is obviously casting. If they don't get the casting right, the whole thing can fall apart. Take a look at the Last of Us TV show right now, where they're trying to pass off the formerly beloved character Ellie as this person right here. Viewership has fallen off a cliff, at least in part because the actress cannot carry the show. She would have been better cast as a potato. And that brings me to this news here. The Legend of Zelda live-action movie is supposedly going to be coming out in the next couple years, and it looks like instead of casting Zelda as someone that makes sense in the role, they're considering casting someone that a shitload of people are not going to want to see. Someone who's busy trying to convince us.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
You got it, dude.
Now, need I remind everyone of what happened with Dragon Age the Veilguard? Late last year, that game came out, and rather than focusing on the actual franchise, they got themselves embroiled in culture war controversies. In particular, they gleefully dove headfirst into gender politics, and that game flopped about as miserably as a massive IP like Dragon Age could ever flop. It turns out that audiences for most entertainment don't want to look at characters on the screen and get the entertainment industry's message shoved in our faces.
Soon all the best women will be men.
But yeah, it looks like Nintendo is seriously considering casting Hunter Schafer, a trans actor from the show Euphoria. If Nintendo does this, it will be one of the worst unforced errors in the history of film. Sony Pictures is supposedly working on this alongside Nintendo, and you almost have to wonder if this isn't Sony's doing. Are they trying to sabotage a competitor from the video game spaces? Because for cripe's sake, The Legend of Zelda should be one of the easiest layups for a movie that you can think of. But once again, I'm gonna say it, casting is important. And let's face it, if Hunter Schafer had a theme song, I think it would go something like this.
Men, 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 men. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on X, where I keep a list of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. Also, I've started uploading content onto Rumble as well, so make sure that you follow Dr. Disaster on that platform too. Anyhow, let's take a gander at this whole Legend of Zelda casting controversy. Seeing Sony and Nintendo working together on a project, even a movie, is just weird. For years, Nintendo has managed to keep its nose clean of most of the woke stuff, but they've recently had a few toes dipped into those waters. It feels like they're just another in a long line of Japanese companies who are gradually losing faith in themselves, in their own heritage. In an attempt to appeal to Western audiences, they're going along with the weird gender shit, which has always been an astroturfed campaign built through social media and through the mouths of out-of-touch, wealthy schmucks who want to virtue signal as heroes who are fixing the world to break up the boring monotony of their unchallenged lives. Hence, we get all the lectures from these entertainment companies. Once again though, if you want to know how popular this shit is, take a look at Dragon Age the Veilguard and tell me how well that went down for them. But these Japanese companies are constantly lied to by Westerners, being told that the gender shit is what people want to see. And always keep in mind, folks, for anyone out there who thinks that wokeness is dead and buried, I urge you strongly to realize that it is only in retreat. This is what they want, and they will keep pushing it. But let's read about this potential casting choice in this article here from thegamer.com, and you'll notice from the headline here how they're basically gleeful to report on this. Hunter Schafer is a popular choice, guys. Yeah, maybe on Reddit, where disagreeing is literally not allowed, you idiots. But let's read the article here. According to a reliable insider, Euphoria's Hunter Schafer is being considered for the role of Princess Zelda in the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie from Nintendo. After the monumental success of Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Movie, it quickly became clear that Nintendo has a big future in the world of movies. It seems the console and games giant saw it that way too, as it not only announced a sequel to the Mario movie, but also a live-action adaptation of The Legend of Zelda. And does anyone know why the Mario movie did so well? Because it's a beloved franchise, and they did right by it. The most controversy for that movie was some people just not liking Chris Pratt's voice for Mario. But let's read on. The subheader says Euphoria's Hunter Schafer could end up playing Zelda in the Legend of Zelda movie, a popular fan cast potentially made real. Let me reiterate what I said before. Reddit is not real life. Out here in the real world, this gender shit is about as popular as a bottle of Danny DeVito's bathwater. But it says here, as reported by NME, reliable movie insider Daniel RPK recently shared an update regarding the Legend of Zelda movie on their Patreon, which discusses one of the lead roles being eyed up by Nintendo and Sony. While you might think I'm talking about the much-memed Tom Holland as Link, it's actually Zelda that Nintendo is starting to consider. And then they go on to say that Hunter Schafer is the one they're considering for the role of Zelda, and here's the thing. A movie with The Legend of Zelda in its title will sell some tickets regardless of the gender stuff. Make no mistake, cultural auto intake zombies will shamble into the theaters along with some progressive activists, but this movie should, on paper, be able to compete with the Mario movie in terms of how crazy it sold because of super fans like me. Now, I have beaten nearly every Zelda game ever made. I adore the games and the lore, and I would probably go to the movie multiple times if it doesn't suck. And I would take several people with me. My wife, my kids, my brother, all kinds of other people. And let me tell you a story. I'm a big Star Wars fan. When the first Disney Star Wars film came out in 2015, The Force Awakens, I was so stoked to see Han Solo and Luke Skywalker on the screen again that I went to the theaters and I ended up watching that movie 5 times at the movies. Not because it was a great film, the plot was a copy of A New Hope, but I went so many times because I was blindly excited to see the franchise on the screen again. But that enthusiasm has now been killed. I watched The Last Jedi once in theaters, where they added all that progressive political nonsense, and I damn near walked out of the theater, and I have never watched a new Star Wars movie since. Now, the Legend of Zelda film, if done even reasonably well, would be the same thing for me as The Force Awakens. I would likely see it multiple times in theaters, helping to drive the box office for that movie through the roof, because there would be a lot of people like me, super fans of The Legend of Zelda, who would go to that movie a lot of times. But if they go this route with Hunter Schafer as Zelda, I will skip it completely. And now, do a little mental math for me here. Who do you think Nintendo will make more money pandering to? The mega fans like me, who buy all the merch and multiple movie tickets, or the weird activists who support them with one movie ticket in order to push the message? I think that's fairly obvious, right? At this point, I really wonder if Sony isn't sabotaging Nintendo with this nonsense, telling them this is how to be popular in America. But I'm gonna leave it there. If they go through with this casting, who do you think will make more profit? Will it be Nintendo or the YouTubers making fun of this shit? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.